She said, those aren't buoys. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Friday, March 15th, 2024. Who's at the front door? It is the weekend, my 9 to 5ers and friends and Goofonians, and I'm glad to say we're starting it off on the right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Well, that's right. It's going to be a good weekend. Why? Well, you'll see. You'll see. Some of you will see. Some of you, maybe members only, will see. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Picked up a few new members. Thank you very much. I'll yell out the names a little later. But you guys, what are they going to do? The government. This is all they've got. What are they going to say? And I've talked about this before. We're going to talk about some other aspects of what else could they use. And they keep going back to this threat because it's the only way they can get money for funding. What's more important than the threat of death from an unknown entity that can outmaneuver, outsmart, and outthink? Pretty much outmaneuver, but had to sound, everything comes in threes. So we'll talk about that. And some other things. Kirkpatrick just telling the truth. That's all. People are still mad. Look what he said. Look what he did. He never cared. Why, Kirkpatrick? Why? They're screaming and shouting on the rooftops, and he's just sitting there going, I can't believe how easy it was. Because it is, and that's not fair. You want to know why it's not fair? I fall in the same category as everybody else. I want that evidence. I want that to be in that report. I understand if he's mad, but don't take it out on us. You know, that's what I don't like about it. But somebody's going to get hurt. To be honest with you, did it really hurt you that he left out some things in the report? I could care less, to be honest with you. I'm just happy that he's gone. But I'm not happy that the new person coming in, I can't remember his name. I won't need to know it yet. I won't need to know it. When I need to know it, I'll remember it. What's his name? Anyway, we'll see what he does, and we'll see what kind of respect we're going to give that guy. It's supposed to be a lot better. This guy's supposed to care. He's one of us, they say. Who? He's one of us. So is Kirkpatrick. It's just imploding, and nothing is moving forward anymore. Ufology is at a standstill. Hey, so what? Let them readjust. Let them think about things while we just keep doing what we do. Talk about what we know. And what we know is the government hides stuff. We know there's bodies. We know there's ships somewhere. At least that's, over the years, there's just too many whistleblowers for that not to be real. But is it really? Is it? If you think about it, with each new president, you kind of don't know what you're going to get and don't know what they're going to allow you to do, more or less, right? But they do it for the funding. And it's fun. It's fun. Whoa. Jeanette. I was just going to do roll call, but what the? Jeanette. Jesus. Just gifted 10 Goof On memberships to Truthology for Ufology. I'm going to say who it was that she gifted. Here they are. Paul Richardson was gifted by Jeanette. Moody Mongol, everybody was what? Oh, Jeanette, I wish you didn't do that because I said what I said. DB Property Maintenance was gifted a membership by Jeanette. Samo, Goofonian Rockstar, was gifted a membership by Jeanette. David Roke was gifted a membership by Jeanette. Wizard Moon 13 was gifted a membership by Jeanette. Metalhead was gifted a membership by Jeanette. And Catherine Jones was gifted a membership by Jeanette. Chris was gifted a membership by Jeanette. And Nixie was gifted a membership by Jeanette. The Angel of Goofon. Wow. Thank you, Jeanette. Really. And I was going to do roll call, but there we go. And all those people who just got memberships, welcome to the show. That took care of 10, right? Wow, Jeanette. Well, now you really turned the screws on me. Now I got to come up with something tomorrow. Hey, we'll see. I'm not saying there's going to be a UFO hunt or a ghost hunt or anything like that. I'm just saying I got stuff coming. Hopefully. Well, now there's got to be something. And that's okay because I planned on it. But if I wake up and my ankle's screwed, Jeanette, what am I going to do? I'm going to get the x-rays of my foot. I want to show it to you guys. Yeah, I'm going to go down there next Monday because they're not open. I just thought of it before the show. I want people to look at it, and I'm going to get a second opinion. I wasn't going to, but I think I need to. This guy crippled me already. I believe he did. Anyway, Jeanette, smoking. Thank you for that. And if anybody else wants to help support GoofOn, I mean, you can do that. Or Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal. Oh, well, Cash App. Yeah, you guys know. All the links are in the show description. Can't believe you just did that. Unbelievable. You see? You see what pressure you're putting on me? I like that pressure. Get my ass moving. It has been a strange year. Oh, welcome to the show. Amanda, welcome to the show. Beats and Tapes, welcome to the show. Brookies, welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, welcome to the show. Thor, welcome to the show. David Wilcox, welcome to the show. Sean, welcome to the show. Deny Exodus, I guess how you say it. I'm not sure. Deny. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. All right. Paul Richardson, I think I said it. I'll say it again. Welcome to the show. Paula Faust, welcome to the show. Dark Room UFO, welcome to the show. And Zach Diecast Mount, welcome to the show. And if I did not say your name, it does not mean I don't love you. FAP, it means, a lot of show to do. The true few. Welcome to the show with FAP. Isaac Kenny, welcome to the show. Jordan Bonnie, hey, how you doing? I'm so happy to see you. How is everybody? Freaking A, man. I'm a horrible person. I know. Flubber Lane, everybody. I think I said it, but I'll say it again anyway. Show. Hey, Mike Denmark, what's up? Okay, if I did not say it, I mean it. Got a lot of stuff to go over. So thanks for hanging out tonight, Matt Cannell, and Skandral. What's up, folks? Appreciate you. All right, let's move the show in the right direction. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Kirkpatrick. However, I'm a fan of his departure, right? We'll get somebody in there who's got a lot more gusto and a heartbeat. However, some people are still picking on this guy. And I got to play this. Which one do I play first? This one? Let's see here if this is the one I need first. Yeah, well, we'll do this one. I could just tell you what it says. Take a list, right? This is UFO religion infiltrated U.S. military and Congress threatens national security. Ex-Pentagon chief. Mainstream media ignoring this shocking story. And this is Sean Kirkpatrick. And then we'll talk. This is from Osiris on X. Giddy up.
Allegations that we're dealing with today had their roots 60, 70 years ago, and it waxes and wanes with some variation on that story over time. And every time, the little variations that go into that tend to not bear fruit. They end up being not true. But the fact that no one will recognize that means that there's some other fundamental factor at play here, because the truth is contrary to the belief. So I think the thing to take away from this is there is a belief without evidence that is never going to go away. I think the thing that is most troublesome to me is the number of people that are in government that I may have worked with for decades that I did not know had that belief.
That's amazing statement right there. People he've worked with forever. He didn't know they had this fantasy land belief in his mind. That's what he thinks about it. Unreal. Damn. Okay, so it all hit him like a ton of bricks. I didn't know, he said, they had that belief. Had I known, right? Maybe things would have been different. Wow. Okay.
Until they sat down in my office and told me, I'm not going to help you because you're part of the government cover-up of all the alien technology.
Oh my God. So they don't want to help him because he's part of the government, the cover-up of all the alien technology? How do they know? That's weird, right? I'm not going to help you because you're part of the government cover-up of all the alien technology, they told him.
For somebody who I've known for a while and worked on highly sensitive national security problems on, to say that without evidence as a belief is disturbing.
Oh, man. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Kirkpatrick, for speaking the truth. This is amazing. I don't know if we listened to this yet. I don't remember this. Isn't this new? Yeah, yesterday. We didn't listen to it.
And should be a flag for the national security community. Because How can you then trust those people?
Right.
If they are not objective enough to understand evidentiary-based assertions like that, or lack of evidence in those assertions, how can you trust them with our national secrets?
That is unreal. He is so speaking the truth. I have not seen the reaction from many people today, but I see people posting clips and having small comment, but I didn't get through everybody. I want to hear, what the big boys have to say in ufology. Wow. 10 more seconds, 6 seconds. How much? 4. Go.
I think that is certainly a concern.
Oh, yeah, that's it. It is a concern, Doctor. It is a concern, man. See, he's critically thinking, I think. But I still think he left out the information, the tic-tac stuff, the Nimitz incident on purpose. It seems evident now. Man, he just got laid a ton of shocking information about people he didn't know anything about. I had no idea the people I've spent decades with thought this way. Wow. No wonder why when we saw this guy, he always looked like he's sad or in deep thought, like real deep, This is so crazy. And there's more stuff. I mean, he said a lot. Here's more. Let me pull this up. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, wait. We've got this body of evidence that suggests something extremely unusual is going on, and yet every time there's an official investigation and we get an official conclusion. It's the same official conclusion. What is this one? I remember. Oh, this is Kevin Randall talking to Whitley Strieber. I'm not ready for that clip. Let's put it aside. I thought I had the other one. Maybe it's here. Hold on. No, that's a good. Well, I've got some good sightings to show tonight, too. There, that's funny for later. Oh, come on, Rich. Ah, darn it. I could have sworn I just. It says, this is. Yeah, I'm mad at myself because I really did think that I had the Kirkpatrick 2 clips to play, and I've only got one. Let me see if I put it up here. And this by accident, maybe? Let's see if this is it. No. Huh, that's not like me to do that with this. That's weird. All right. Oh, wait, I think I found it. Okay, this might be it. From Mick West. Yeah, this is it. I think this is the longer version. It says, turns out that Kirkpatrick was talking about Agua Dia back in the NASA UFO meeting May of last year. Okay, in his NSSA interview yesterday, he expanded on this, explaining how, like in most the analysis, the motion is the result of parallax and the submerging is just it being the same apparent temperature as the water. Also, Nova is doing a recreation. One of my favorites is Puerto Rico. I think this is what he's saying. One where everybody claims it goes into the water and out of the water and then disappears. That is actually that's not what's happening. Oh, let's listen to this. Are you kidding me? Kirkpatrick saying this? Really? Say, okay, this interests me now. So Kirkpatrick is now a UFO debunker? Is that what we're going to hear? This is going to be great.
Your first question on what makes it anomalous to me, we actually developed some definitions on all of these things. We gave it, but
I'm sorry, ladies, guys. Can you imagine this guy in bed? You know, if you go a little bit to the left, that might feel better. Oh, yeah. There it is, right there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Wait, hold on a second. I have to blow my nose. All right, here we go.
both to the White House and to Congress. I think we've got some of that into law now, but essentially anomalous is anything that is not readily understandable by the operator or the sensor. Right? So it is doing something.
What'd he say?
Understandable by the
Wait, what?
Understandable.
Come on.
Anything that is not readily understandable by the operator or the sensor. Right? So it is doing something weird, whether that's maneuvering against the wind at Mach 2 with no apparent propulsion,
Okay.
or it's
He's good. That's right.
going into the water, which we have shown is not the case. That is actually a sensor anomaly that we've now figured out, and we're going to be publishing all of that. Those kinds of things make anomalous signature. We'll call it signature management, but it's things that are not readily understandable in the context of, hey, I've got a thing that's out in the light. It should reflect a certain amount of light. If it doesn't reflect that amount of light, something weird.
Yeah. Yeah. If it doesn't act like things we recognize should act. You know, hey, that looks like it's a balloon, and I don't know balloons that act that way, right? Well, how many tests have you ever done with balloons, doctor? How many tests have you done with drones, genius? How many cameras have you held in your hand and went outside and actually did some real work to find out maybe it isn't parallaxing? Maybe it's actually a real UFO. You know, unidentified. Remember those? Yeah, see, what he said right there, some of it's true. But that is a stretch, too, what he just said. Stretch. Remember Stretch Armstrong, the toy? You can stretch him. But if you cut him, it was like syrup inside, right? I used to have a Stretch Armstrong. Then they came out with, like, I think the Stretch Hulk. We got that one. Yeah. And my cousin, you know, he's one of these kids. You know, one of these kids who doesn't understand how strong they are. And he was like a big kid, like 60 pounds heavier than everybody. He was fat. And he just tried ripping it to make me upset. You know, that's my cousin. Yeah, I was a P-double SY back then. All right, let's go. All right, it's time, and I have to. And I know some of you may be like, why? We get it. But there's new people here every day. What are you talking about, Rich? Well, I'm talking about being reminded that Lou Elizondo,
the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy, not a ufologist. I never have been, I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO
community. Thanks, Lou. Boo-hoo, Lou, everybody. Boo-hoo, Lou. You gotta love boo-hoo. You gotta love boo-hoo in the morning. Boo-hoo in the evening. Boo-hoo during the day. Boo-hoo. He's so happy. Sean Kirkpatrick, clearly focused on his new career at Oak Ridge Labs, sarcasm in quotes, is having another interview released. Well, that was today or yesterday, regarding his former... Oh, yeah, that was today. Okay, never mind. This is yesterday's news. Boop. We listened to Eric Burleson. When asked by the host if he trusted Arrow's last report, he says, I don't. They weren't transparent with us in a skiff. Wow. Really? Is that what he said? Oh, yeah, here it is. This is so crazy. This ufology is absolutely ridiculous. Just a reminder. No, this is good to listen to again. It's okay. I won't play half. Ah, your mother's got head on her hair. Wait, what? I said that wrong. Hair on her head. Head on her hair. She's got head on her hair, kid. Stupid I am. I really am. I shouldn't even be here. All right, here we go. If it pauses. Oh, my God. It doesn't like me fast forwarding all the way up to here.
To find the truth.
Let it catch up. Let it catch up.
Look, I'm lucky to have other colleagues that are part of the UAP caucus that we're all taking this matter very seriously. We took the whistleblower, David Grush, and his allegations very seriously. I think we took the testimony of pilots who have had these near-miss encounters and have seen these objects. We've taken their concerns very seriously, and I think that we owe it to the American people to shed light on the expenditures that are all the money that's being used to investigate these matters. This needs to be done in a transparent way, and we're trying to do this in a very thoughtful way, which is why I think that we need the resources. We need to have a select committee so that we can have the staff in place who are
What a
dedicated to this
dumbass.
cause.
Is the speaker on your side?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I have a feeling I'll look forward to hearing from him. But I know that we've got, Chairman Comer on our side. We've got, Tim Burchett and other members of the UAP caucus. And so
Democrats
hopefully
and
we'll get a
Republicans.
response from the speaker.
Yep.
Yes.
Here was the
Yes,
here was
we
the
have,
report, Congressman.
Representative Moskowitz.
Yep, exactly. Here was the report from the Pentagon last week, basically pushing back on David Grush's testimony and the idea that there's a secret crash retrieval program. Quote, Arrow, which is the government agency overseeing this, assesses that all of the named and described alleged hidden UAP reverse engineering programs provided by interviewees either do not exist, are misidentified authentic national security programs that are not related to extraterrestrial technology exploitation, or resolved to a de-established program. Do you?
That pretty much covers everything. Wouldn't you agree? That's it. Everything. He debunked everything with that last statement. Everything. Either do not exist, are misidentified authentic national security problems that are not related to ET technology exploitation, or resolved to a disestablished program. Basically saying there's literally nothing. All of the named and described alleged hidden UAP reverse engineering programs provided by interviewees like Grush either do not exist, are misidentified as ET technology exploitation, or resolved to a disestablished program. Wow. That's everything, Johnny. Well, Ed. Oh.
The Pentagon on this when that is their finding, or do you think there is more there to look into?
There's so much more.
I don't, because they weren't transparent to us in a skiff setting, so they could have brought forward evidence. They could have explained what these special access programs actually do, but they are not willing to do that with Congress. So to me,
Are they?
Why do you think that is? Does anybody want to take a guess? I don't know. Why? Two reasons. They were told to. Well, there might be more than 5 reasons, but or they didn't have time, which he never said. Kirkpatrick never said we didn't have time. But in a way, I thought he did say that. Didn't he say something like there's only so many hours in a day, so many days in a month, so many months in a year, and so on? He said you just can't go creating calendars. No, he didn't say that. But it sounds like he gave the middle finger. I think he left it out on purpose and left the fallout for the next guy. That's what he did. It was a big FU. He did not want to support something that was based on hearsay, no evidence. Everything was just a piece of paper. Who gives a Shiite if it was a sworn statement? It's still not evidence. I don't care. People lie every single time on that stand. They look you in the eye and they have the hand on the Bible and they raise it, the other hand, and they're like, do you tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yeah. You know? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Of course. And they lie. And everybody acts surprised. Why is everybody surprised Kirkpatrick did this? It's really funny. It is. You could almost see it coming. I didn't. But now, playing after the fact, you can see it. It was super subtle. It was his attitude. Didn't I say it? He never looked like he wanted the job. He looked tired. He looked miserable. Now we know why. Plus, that is his personality. He's got a shitty personality. Why they chose that guy to be a spokesperson for UFOs from the government, it's beyond me. Excuse me. Grazie. All right, let's move on. I know, Kirkpatrick, it's interesting to talk about because it's not Corbell or Elizondo. Yeah. For once. Yeah, I know. The idea that an agency has been unable to pass its own audit for 5 years can effectively now audit all of its historical programs going back to 1945 and claim any sort of legitimacy in the eyes of the public is totally ridiculous. Agreed. We listened to this already. I'm not going to go through it again. It's a long... Oh, wait. I did play part of it. But there was a part... All right, this is what I think we should hear. I only played a minute. All right, here we go. Here, this is good. This isn't bad. Crystal Ball. That's her name. Her name is Crystal Ball. It doesn't get any better. No. This is a real thing. There you go. Crystal Ball. All right. Oh, Madon. Oh, you guys did it to me again. That's all right. Can't fast forward too much. They don't like it when you jump start.
UFO update and put that in the show. Let's put this up.
You got to go slow like this. Yeah, let it catch up for some reason. And then you cut the mustard right there. As a good
tested at a military facility in the time frame the interviewee was there. So Garrett writes, what was that craft and what were its peculiar characteristics? A lot of the questions he raises here is like, okay, so if you're chalking a lot of this up to new technology development, or even more radically, like new potential understandings of physics and the basic mechanics of how the universe works, like, tell us more about that.
Tell us about that.
What is that all about? What are we developing?
Right. We don't get any details because they don't know any details. That's why it's pretty simple, right? They couldn't tell us anything if it was that cool of technology. Like, hey, we can't tell anybody we got warp technology that can, well, not warp. I meant to say wormhole technology. If we had anything like that, I don't want the government telling anybody else. I want the U.S. to have that power. Out of all the powers, as corrupt as they are, it's home. All right, let's...
Developing, because this is one of the things you always point out, is typically there's some indication of breakthroughs that are about to be made, or like the science or the math is already worked out theoretically, and it just hasn't been able to be applied in a practical way. So what he's getting from this report is a lot of maybe there are some quite, there may be some quite advanced technology the public has no awareness of that might have been reverse engineered from China or Russia or another global power.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the deal. If that's the case, they wouldn't show it to us, right? We saw the evolution of cell phones, from the brick to putting it on a stick, and I'll be here all night. We've seen that evolution. We've seen the evolution of the internet, right? We've seen the evolution of GPS from military to civilian. Now everybody's got it. It comes with your car. Satellite radio. We saw it in its infancy. Now it's this global thing. We see the progression. If it's for us, AI, we saw that 10 years ago. God, look where we are now in the last 2 years, how far we've gone, right? 10 years ago, we were just talking about it. Now it's about it. And now, you know what's next? Quantum computing. It's right around the corner, probably within 5 years. Right? That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. Even if it's 10, that would be just phenomenal. Right? So we see all that. Alien technology, we won't see it. You just won't. You won't even see it by accident. I don't think. I don't think any government is that bold. See, if you have alien technology and it's a ship like a disc and you want to fly it around, how do you know everything about it? You know what I mean? And if it's using brain waves and it can go where you're thinking, what if it's like a dog? You know, you're walking with you. Oh, my dog doesn't need to be on a leash. He obeys all the time. Butterfly, bing! And they take off because of instincts. Well, what if the ship has instincts? I mean, they say it's somewhat alive if it's hybrid into your thoughts. Oh, maybe it's AI in there and it's got thoughts and it missed mommy and daddy. Here comes another brain interjecting with this UFO technology. It might freak out and just say, wait, I don't know this brain. What is this? And it takes off in all directions. Who knows? But that's the technology that I would think would be alien technology that they would hide from us. I don't even think they would take it outside for a little spin. I don't know. That's just me. But humans are stupid, right? Men feel like they got control over it. And that's a big mistake, right? But where else are they going to test it? Underground? No, they need altitude and space. So they have no choice but to test this stuff outside. Over 100 UFO crashes? Aliens? It's us. Taking the stuff for a ride. Maybe remotely, maybe inside, I don't know. But it's strange, for the lack of a better term.
And
Paranormal.
could explain some of these instances as it has in the past.
Maybe it's captured alien tech. I mean, you know, we would know. Like, this is the thing. I say it all the time, as you just referenced, the atomic bomb was an engineering problem. It was not a theoretical problem. There is no theoretical solution for many of the peculiar characteristics, as he points out, for a lot of what is pointed out, or for a lot of what has been described by these people. Maybe they're mistaken. And look, I should also note, 99.99999% are going to have a human explanation. That's the point of actual review. The reason why I don't take anything these people say seriously is that the former director, Sean Kirkpatrick, has conducted himself in a crazy manner and has honestly lied to the American.
That's not nice. In a crazy manner? Really? Crazy? Here we go, man. Isn't that called gaslighting? That's gaslighting? I don't know. It's not right. Look, Kirkpatrick said some things that were out of the norm, but they weren't crazy. Yeah, I know he could just be saying that, oh, this is crazy. No, yeah, he seemed like he was calling Kirkpatrick crazy. See, that's okay for me to say, but I thought these guys were a step above all that, and they're not. So, there. I guess we all have an opinion now, don't we? My eyes.
Public multiple times now, at least whenever he was under oath and before Congress. That's been disproven by his own staff. Two is that we still remain and have huge questions from the UFO whistleblower David Grush. One of the main points that he made in his testimony, again under oath, was that defense contractors specifically have been using this audit loophole and the lack of oversight over DoD funding by siphoning off large amounts of funding to then rededicate to material science research as it is then applied to UFOs. Now, is he lying? I don't know. I mean,
no, but we don't know. But I don't think he is. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly how you get funding in the government. Illegally, and it's allowed. It's just, he caught on. You know, he saw it. Look, let's say that, yes, the funds and everything was done illegally. Let's just say it was. No doubt about it. The government is allowing it so there can be a cover-up. You get it? That's the only way they can get the money to these black budget programs. Illegally, yes. But accepted, Yes. Because they know nobody's going to really tell on their own government. Why would they? So David Grush is, I think, put in a position he had no idea where he was going to end up. Nobody could figure that out. Nobody could tell David Grush what to expect because this is the first time it's happening. Nothing like this has happened. And at least not in 50 years. So he has nothing to go off of, right? Who does he talk to? Who can he trust? Very stressful. That's why being a whistleblower for the government, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, no matter what it is. If it's crocheting in the White House and you're not supposed to talk about it because secret Afghan that's being created, that's treason if you tell somebody about it, right? I don't know. Poor example, but you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Think, man. Grush. Like, why would he care? Like, what's in it for him? What was in it for Grush? Anybody? What was in it for Grush? I want to know. Anybody have any ideas? Hello, Wood Elv. Hello, Saul Wilshire. Andy Cowley. Alfie Joe Bob. Nobody? I know there's a 10-second delay, but I guess I'll just answer my own. Money. Usually it's about money. 15 minutes of fame, maybe. Money. Yeah. Freedom. Freedom. That's what's in it for him? For Grush to be a hearsay whistleblower. A night in Vegas, 15 minutes of fame. Money. Did he do it for money? Really? Money. Money, money, money. Money. I don't know if he needed it. Protection? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Because he knew some stuff. And if he didn't tell anybody, then it wouldn't get out. So maybe it was protection. Good point. But he's hearsay. He's the hearsay whistleblower. He literally talked to Dobser, the government, before he went public. There was no risk for David Grush. Zero. The only risk is social media going against this guy. And then they had to, come up with the autism thing, right? Now we've got the sympathy vote. People were talking shit about him and his funny face. He's making faces behind the scenes. Oh, he's autistic. Oh, okay. Oh, and by the way, he served in the military. You're not allowed to make fun of anybody. Not allowed to talk down to those people. Oh, okay. So David Grush is off limits. Stand with Grush. Jew. Stand with the truth, not some hearsay whistleblower freak.
I mean, no one's proven that he's lied yet so far. There have been multiple efforts otherwise to actually obfuscate his testimony and to keep him from testifying in a classified setting to a lot of these people. Apparently, the news is now Chris Lee actually might be going to work for Congress, which would be great because maybe he can help uncover some of the stuff. My only point is that there is no reason to take anything that these people say and just as definitive when, again, whenever it comes to the law-mandated audit, they cannot account for more than $1 trillion of their own assets 5 years or so in a row. It's like, how are we supposed to believe that you conducted some comprehensive thing going back until 1945? Like all the bureaucratic trickery and all the other things that Garrett Graff lays out too in his piece.
So what happens next, Sagar?
I don't know what is going to happen next. It's like, we just keep waiting. We just wait and wait and wait.
That's what I said. I like that guy. Don't really care for him. Not bad, not bad. He did all right. I just don't like you know, yeah, it doesn't matter, guys. It really doesn't matter. Phoenix Lights, we talked about that. Oh, Pasulka, Diana, and Nolan, Gary Nolan, are combing the desert looking for UFO debris. Did you hear about this? Here, let me play it. Yeah, this is unreal. I didn't know. Here we go. Did you see this? Anyone? I can't expand it. They're combing the desert. Don't you remember Spaceballs? Found anything? Not yet, sir. Very funny. Dark helmet. I love the helmet he's got on for the desert. Stupid show. That was a fun movie. I called it a show just now. I'm old now. I'm old. I'm officially old. I just said what I said. Makes me old. Yeah, and by the way, when I played that Kirkpatrick video from Mick West, he was talking about the Agua Dia UFO, and I don't think he knew it. I don't think he knew what he was talking about. That's the funny thing. Now I'm looking for something that I thought I just saw. And I thought I'd want to play it. Yeah, here it is. Nope, I can't play it. Darn it! Yeah, shenanigans. All right. See, that's what I don't like. You know, I don't understand why other companies, movies and stuff, songwriters, why we can't use their stuff. Wouldn't it be great if we could just use pieces of movies and stuff? Like, let's say you're not allowed to use more than 30 seconds of a music clip, and you can use 1 minute of movie. And that's it. 1 minute of movie. 1 minute of movie. I know, but, you know, if they give us 7 seconds, just make it a minute. You can't get anything out of 7 seconds. Real. That's why we play a lot of news, because news you can play it all. So any interview like that, you know, and CNN and NBC, News Nation, things like that, they don't mind, and they can't because it is free speech. But it's just, I wish things were different. That's all. It's just so much out there that would be great to just play the clip, talk about it without getting in trouble. All right, so whistleblowing in the same vein. If this man was murdered because he was whistleblowing on bad practice in relation to commercial airplane production, you know, the guy we talked about, they found him dead in his car because he already, 2 days before his death, he talked how Boeing was using substandard parts for replacement parts. Right? There was a bin, he said, where they would put something on the plane and it just didn't meet the standard, so they took it off and threw it in the bin to be destroyed. But they held on to this stuff knowing when times are, you know, they have a tight schedule and they got to fix a lot of planes, they were using those substandard parts. And there were many other things that Boeing employees were doing and were allowed to do. And when he whistle blew on it, you know, it probably was going to cost them billions of dollars to get all those planes checked out. Millions, maybe not billions, but a ton of money would have taken them out of production too, probably. And I don't know if it ever did. I don't know. there's something here that's, let's see. He says, here's a video of what he said before his death. I'm just interested in hearing what a real whistleblower goes through, not some guy like David Grush on some fake threat.
But aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared. He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. You know, I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
And why would he go through all of that to take himself out? Oh, I can't handle the pressure, Dude already went through the most pressure when he had to put those faulty things on the planes, knowing lives were in danger and it could have been on his head. He had to live with that. He couldn't sleep at night. Is David Grush going through that kind of agony? Is that the whistleblower David Grush is? Is it keep him up at night, peering through the windows, listening for taps on the phone? No. He was allowed to do what he did. He's not a whistleblower. He's a storyteller for the government to prolong this stupid narrative that there's a threat among us, but we know nothing about it. Give us your money. All of it. And we'll steal it if we have to. Of course. If you don't steal it, you're not doing your job. That's the only way you can get the money and hide everything. You steal it. You hope for the best with lawsuits. You know it'll never go through because it's top secret. It's national security. Can't talk about it in front of a jury. Every excuse in the book to hide. Hey, you know, Judge, this is about space. ETs. Upon what new light of evidence came forward to me, we are going to have to cancel everything. It's over. And that leads us into the threat. It's the only thing they can come up with. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, what other excuse can the government use that would really make it enticing for taxpayers to want to pay for something or for have money rerouted to the UFO thing or to science and technology, whatever they're going to put in the defense budget. I understand the threat. I do. And I guess it is to some mild form, but the government doesn't see it that way. There are things that are out there. Not what the government's shown us. There are things out there that, Jesus, man, I hope we never have to deal with. It's not as good as people think. Greer doesn't see any problem with these supposed entities, beings, whatever you want to call them, manifestations or energies. Whatever they are, they exist. Do they not? They do. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about what other tactic or narrative the government can use. I got to play a video for you first because I need to get a drink. If I left mine in the other room. And I already have a video ready to go. It's Kevin Randall. I was going to play this earlier. Roswell researcher Kevin Randall, he says, we got this body of evidence that suggests something extremely unusual is going on. And yet every time there's an official investigation, we get an official conclusion. And it's the same official conclusion every time. Spaceballs? No. Let's listen.
That suggests something extremely unusual is going on, And yet every time there's an official investigation, we get an official conclusion. It's the same official conclusion. We're now looking at, I think, what I think of as twining 3.0. We just haven't gotten any further. Robertson said there was nothing to it. Condon said there was nothing to it. And now the Arrow people, Kirkpatrick, says there's nothing to it.
And it's always been false. You know, I knew Walter Orr Roberts, who was at the time I knew him, the president emeritus of NOAA. He had retired, but when he was still active, he was approached to run what became the Condon Committee by the Air Force before Condon was, because he had a much more distinguished reputation. And he told me they made it clear, and I suppose he probably talked to the same man you just mentioned, that the conclusion was foregone, that there would be that this would be what included. And he said, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do then, because if I'm not going to do any research, what's the point of asking me to be in it at all? You want is to use my moniker, or whatever he said, not moniker, but he said my credentials, I guess. And he wouldn't do it. But Condon wasn't so concerned about lying as Dr. Roberts was.
Well, good.
Condon report. What do you believe about that, huh? You know? A UFO chick met Connell raging against machine. Excuse me, this DJ, number 808. I'm sorry, I just drank some grape water. All right, this is, I want to show you, this is funny. So flashback to September 2019. This was the first time the Navy officially gave a statement and labeled the then leaked USS Nimitz encounter Tic Tac, aka FLIR 1, Gimbal, and Go Fast videos as unidentified. Shortly after, the Navy stopped giving these kind of names, these kind of labels. Hold on a second. Wait. Hey, wait a minute. All right. All right, here it is. Oh my God. Wow. That's right, they were. That's crazy. All right, never mind. Yep, and they did. They labeled them that, but they changed it, and they added in the Tic Tac. Remember, it was FLIR 1 Gimbal Go Fast. And they changed the FLIR 1 into Tic Tac. Because when Fravor came out and said it looked like a Tic Tac, they changed it. Right? So, why would they do that? Good question. Better marketing. It's easy to remember. It's fun to say. It's very memorable. It's marketing. And they can sell that to America, the American audience. Tic Tacs, refreshing, sweet. Everything you want for your fresh breath. All in a UFO. That's all. Oh, Richie. All right. So the threat, I can't think of another thing that they would come up with that would feel like they need to get some funding to investigate than a threat. A threat is the best thing they've got. Okay, we've got these objects in the sky. We don't know what they are. We don't know that they are. We just know, we don't know what they are. We don't know how they can fly. We just know that they are. And we cannot figure it out. And they're in our airspace. Right? They're in our secured airspace. Other than a threat, how else can you convince the American people that they need funding for technology to to go against this in case they attack. Oh, let's see. Okay, you can't say threat. Stop saying it. See, you want to say because they're a threat. There is nothing else you can say. I thought about it. There's nothing else you can say. Yeah. Nice to see everybody tonight. All right. Some of the best UFO videos were last month. And I'm going to continue playing some of the best UFOs that were submitted to third phase of Moon in February. So we'll continue with some videos right now. In 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Both of these videos coming from the moon came from a source in Mexico. So it's suspect. People are trying to entertain the business of UFOs, and they'll pass off everything as real. But people wanted to get our opinion on this, and we're looking at this. It looks like almost a paraglider flying above the surface of the moon. This thing's massive, whatever this triangular craft is, and it's casting a shadow on the moon. Again, could this be done in After Effects? Absolutely. If this is, again, legitimate footage, I would like to get more opinion on it. But right now, again, a little suspect on this one.
Why? It looks like there's flapping wings.
This is definitely the shadow it casts on the surface. I'm not really sure how something like that could be faked.
What?
But I think it's really interesting that you also see a flapping effect with the wings.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely see it. Almost looks like to me the wings are flapping. I don't know if maybe it's just kind of glitching out and that's why it looks like that to me. But
she's right,
it
though.
honestly reminds me of a moth when I see it.
Yeah, she's right.
What do you think about this, Dr. J?
If this was faked, I have to say the person who added the shadow obviously was going for detail. This looks like it could be the outline of the B-2 stealth bomber. Look at the back, the slight triangles you see of it. I'm more inclined to think this is more of our space drones, possibly by the Space Force. Obviously, ever since President Trump announced that, it's already been going on from at least 2008 from what sources say. I wouldn't be surprised if people are capturing the United States.
If this is real, oh my God, I can't stop it without it blending in. Isn't that weird?
And
it looks like everything. Where is it?
I think that
you can't. It doesn't matter.
If it's real.
I hope so, Dr. J.
Well, if it's real, I feel sorry for the person who captured that. Yeah, they might be in a lot of trouble. All right.
Carlsbad, California. Somebody on the side of the highway managed to capture something
Whoa.
hovering over Carlsbad.
Oh,
what
wait a minute.
Is this a blue luminescent object?
That's a balloon.
Like I'm not exactly sure. Brent.
Yeah, that's a balloon. I've seen that here.
But what we're looking at, again, legit.
Yeah, it's a waving balloon, man. It's one of those blow-up ones.
What the heck are we
That's all.
at here?
I'm surprised this is here.
Yeah, we're going to get...
Oh, it looks like it's flying. Oh, wait, look.
A close-up on this. We're seeing this, like, again, Blake said, this bioluminescent object is floating up in the sky about 60, 40 feet above the ground. This thing...
I think I see a string right here, to be honest. Do you guys see this? Maybe, maybe not. I've seen this, though.
Looks in scale to be maybe about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet to 30 feet. What's ever keeping this up there is a big question. Could this be?
I don't know. I think that's a balloon.
Here's a close up here. What is it? We're looking at it. Maybe somebody was advertising some sort of hockey player. It kind of looks like that, or some sort of golfer. I'm not sure. That's what it looks like to me.
It definitely looks very bioluminescent in nature, but I'm also wondering if maybe it's a drone art installation because I've seen a lot of that, and but it doesn't really look quite like that to me.
A drone.
So, but that's the only thing that I could think this could be, because it definitely kind of looks like art or something. But what I do know is also is this light kind of going by in the background. I didn't know
That's
that
a
was
street
by the
light.
sky.
Right?
Dr. J, when you're looking at this, and if you're driving alongside the freeway, you're going to pull out your camera and shoot it, right?
Oh, absolutely. At first, I'm going to start to think this is one of those advertisements with hot air blowing, these statues with the long arms flapping. But this thing is not on the ground. And if you look closely, it's not moving very much. It moves very, very little. And it's extremely bright. I tend to think it's something more electrical. I don't want to say...
Nah, it's a balloon. It's a blow-up thing. End of story. This next one, I have videotaped this exact thing. Matter of fact, I actually can show you I videotaped this next thing. I think I have the video available. Oh no,
so
I thought no.
Are asking for
it's not it.
Clear UFO videos. I think we got it.
I don't have this.
And again, we're looking at something.
See, mine looks like that. You just don't see detail.
Our opinion,
but it's balloons. That's why.
Enhancements, in my opinion, no manipulation.
Not this. Mine. Mine was balloons.
Something that again is unexplained. Again, is it some kind of gondola or
what's up, Derek Kennedy?
Like a hot air balloon?
Philip Swain, F Graph 72, kind of Bernie Muro. How you doing, everybody?
Again, man-made or otherworldly?
SL, what's up?
Yeah, these are really getting common. I
Teen
think
Titans, Jess, McGurk 72, Ozzy Tiger, of course.
With
Thank
whatever
you.
We're looking at. People are skeptical. People think these could be modified balloons, which I could agree with. It could be that. Again, we're looking at this acorn shaped.
Yeah, it is an
craft.
acorn
it
shape.
Seems to be just floating.
Yes,
or
on
maybe
the
moving
turn
with its own
sideways.
Propulsion and coordinates.
But you see, it's moving up, just like a balloon, right? And it's floating up with the speed of a balloon. So I don't see the magic in that one at all.
There's a good close up right there. What do you think, Apollo?
I'm surprised this one's even on the video, to be honest with you.
Out of Miami. So we already know the terrain there. Everything's flat. And whatever this person captured at this flight, 30,000 feet, we're showcasing something amazing. Could this be maybe some sort of weather phenomenon? Clouds creating a distorted shape within the clouds. People
I don't remember this.
Opinions about this one. I'm pretty excited about sharing.
It looks like clouds. That's it. It's just clouds.
Yeah, I think this is really incredible. It looks like something stationary in the clouds. Like, could it be a craft using the clouds as coverage and kind of just sitting there and not?
I think this is a conversion of wind that pushed clouds and created a funny looking effect. Or it's a UFO that looks like a boat. It is an anomaly, kids.
Without a cloaking device on, I don't know, but
I just think it's clouds.
Really
That's just me.
I also kind of wondered if maybe it was a building coming up.
Oh, okay. See that? That's interesting.
Way too high for that.
Yeah, that's weird.
The geometric shape and structure to this definitely indicates something that is built by something intelligent. Again, I don't see this kind of
Mother Nature
clouds, and it seems that it's forming around something that's almost physical.
Clouds.
Dr. J, when you're looking at this, what's your first impression?
I definitely don't think it's clouds. There's so much detail. It actually looks like Noah's Ark. If we were looking on the ocean, I would think it's Noah's Ark or a massive speedboat.
The imaginary ark.
Side, on the pointy side, on the top of it, you could see.
Wait a minute. What about this thing? They don't see this right here? Look at this. There's an oh, that's them. Oh, okay.
Very detailed dimensions. Now, we also know that when there's large cloud cover, there's more tests going on of UAPs. So whether it's ours or something theirs, I'm not sure. But this thing is massive. And by the way, anyone out there
does.
Please don't put an emoji there.
Yeah, this is how it came in, John. This is kind of the topic. People are talking about this, and we're pretty much right on.
Why did John say that?
But it's
massive. And by the way, anyone out there filming, please don't put an emoji there.
Yeah, this is how it came in, John. This is kind of the topic. People are talking about this, and we're pretty much right on top of it when it comes to getting the UFOs from the public and researching things out there. It came in fast. This was the only recording that could be captured with that emoji. I was going to put a little time and try to get rid of it, but hell, it's a good emoji because what the hell is this?
Right. Nothing wrong with it.
Definitely. You know, Dr. J, what you were saying about it looking like a ship, that was something that really came to mind for me too. I mean, the structure of it, it looks like there's a prow in the front and, you know, it looks like the front of a giant ship, really, like a cruise ship or something, but it also looks kind of stone.
Thank you, Dinkamazi, throwing down $15 to PayPal. Thank you. And a nice little message that says, just doing my bit to keep the dream alive. Thanks, man. I know you do. I can't thank you enough. I can't. A long-time subscriber to the show. I don't know what this is. I don't mean to, I mean it. What was I going to say, Dinkum? I was going to say something else, and then I forgot. But thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support. On PayPal, of all places, too. Cool. Everything goes right back into the show. Always does.
Or metallic in nature to me as well.
I don't know. I think this is clouds, guys. Can we all agree this is clouds?
Imagery, because
I just don't see it as being anything else. Honest to God. I know it looks weird, but I've seen these things before. You know? You take out from here to here, right? What if we would just split it down where the hole is? Well, if you were to just see this side, what would you think? Nothing. Just clouds. But it's this that has everybody, you know, fueled up. And you can see these clouds probably pushed in, and these clouds were slower. It pushed in. I understand it looks weird. But, you know, there's a lot of wind up there, and it swirls. Even though it's invisible, it is happening, and it changes the shape of clouds. It just does. It is interesting, though, I have to admit. Last one.
Got a good close-up.
See, this one's easy. It's space debris, and I don't want to do space debris.
Look at that.
I don't want to do the next one either, but
Holy shit! Like something's gonna hit the surface over here.
oh, they are capturing it. Okay.
It's caught. It just it's in the Pacific Ocean. It just dropped.
It's still going.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh my God! It's still going.
This wasn't February.
Amazing.
This wasn't last month. I thought this was last, like, years ago. I must have missed this one.
I got it.
Well, that's very cool. They got something going in the water, it looks like. And they're going to play it back. Whoops. I accidentally clicked it, I
In the
think.
Pacific Ocean. It just dropped.
It's still going.
Oh, there it is.
There it is again. Yeah, I actually went back.
It's still going.
Oh, that is really cool, guys. What is it? It came out of the sky. Did it? They'll show it again.
I got it.
That is weird. See, they had one from a few years ago, and it was the same color, and I thought it was scuba divers with a boat and lights. You know, it was night fishing. Maybe it was night fishing or something. But they said it wasn't. They know what it looks like, and they swear.
You still have this kind of awness when filming.
But these
this was captured.
these guys know their stuff
on the Big Island
when it comes to the water.
Something that is a secret
Scuba
airplane,
diving and
Or
everything.
better yet, what if this is a UFO that's actually coming in for a crash? I think all those possibilities have to stay open until
I'm a
someone's
little
able to figure out
curious.
what came in astronomically.
I'm not sure what I just watched. All right, here we go.
asa
Last one.
delta,
This will be the last
não
one.
é paraglider nem nada pelo tamanho, né? Estranho, estranho demais. Estranho demais. Será que é o que a gente tá pensando? Pessoal, tô em Atibaia e na hora que eu vi isso eu peguei o celular na mão pra mostrar. Olha aqui, ó, aqui é a Pedra Grande. O que é isso aqui, ó? Bem aqui em cima, meu Deus, deve estar na frente. Passando ali. O que é? Eu sei que não é asa delta, não é paraglider nem nada pelo tamanho, né? Estranho, estranho demais.
Okay, I mean,
Estranho demais.
I'm looking at this with you, and I don't even know.
The video just coming in from South America.
I mean, what do
The
you say to
video
that? Is that a
lasts for
cloud?
a few moments, and what we're looking at, in my opinion, is legitimate footage of something.
You know what I mean?
Otherworldly or unexplained. Definitely, it's a UFO. And we've got the panel again, and we're going over it tonight. If you're excited, hit that thumbs up. Brent?
Yeah, big episode tonight. We got tons of UFOs. Guess what? We're looking at something special right here. We're seeing something off in the distance.
From my experience in South America, that the people down there really believe in UFOs and ETs. So
All right,
they're
show
all
us the
for it.
close-up.
They're recording stuff all the time down there, and there's a lot of phenomena that happens. I'm wondering if it's a volcanic mountain, and maybe it was attracted to that. Dr. J?
Come on, where's the close-up?
Words out of my mouth. I swear to God, Apollo, you're reading my mind. I had written down, is this a volcano or a mountain? Because we do know they're very.
It looks like a mountain.
Volcanoes.
Okay,
I have a theory.
this is a little weird, isn't it? Disc-shaped object.
That I've been.
Seems to have a hole in the middle of it, but it's oblong. I'm wondering if we're seeing a helicopter hovering and they have the door open on the side, and every now and then it's the right angle, you can see through it. The reason we don't see the blades is because it's very hazy and or foggy, but I don't see any lights flashing. We don't see any disturbance on the mountain from wind off the blades. It may not be over the mountain directly. It could be a mile away for all we know. We just don't know. We don't know because we don't know. Right? How do we know? How can we know? I don't know.
Pondering and talking about decades. When we see craft that are piloted by ETs, are they coming and going from picking up people?
All right. I think it's fake. I just saw something. It may, let's see, 5223. I'll go to 5215. Whoops. 5215. Okay. At 5223, 5222, it looks like the UFO jumps when there's a guy walking by. I think that's what happened. Here we go.
Talking about for decades. When we see
17,
craft that are
18,
piloted by
19,
ETs,
20,
are they coming
21.
and going from picking
There.
up people?
Did you see it? It did jump. It did at 52:21 in 3 seconds. Ready?
That are piloted by ETs.
2,
Are
3.
they coming and
Go.
going from picking up
There.
people? Is that what
Wow. It did move. That's bizarre. 52:18. Let's watch in slow motion. It may be worse in slow motion, but what the hell? Half speed. Scotty, engage. Go, Scotty.
that are piloted by ETs?
When it gets to 52:21:20, here it goes.
Coming and going
21.
from
Boom.
picking
Yep.
up people? Is that what this is doing?
Yes.
Talking about
One more time. 52:21. That's the time.
craft
18.
that are piloted
19.
by ETs.
Watch it.
Are they coming
Boom.
and going from
There.
picking up people?
So now I'm wondering, did it move or is it fake? And they didn't get the shake to match up with the UFO. And I'm going to go on a limb and say, yeah, it's a fake.
Is that what this is doing?
You know, it's interesting.
I'm calling it. But I could be wrong. Is it what it happened? If the UFO all right. Next. Questions for Arrow. I received a FOIA replying regarding UAP cases submitted to Arrow by the FAA. I have looked at and summarized the UAP cases provided in this article. Here is a link to the 69 reports that I received via FOIA request. Now, some of you, please FOIA Arrow for all the details that they have on the 4 to 5 more interesting FAA reports. Surely they investigated them and have more information than what the FAA provided. Now, FAA and Arrow discrepancy. In October of 2023, Arrow released their 2023 Arrow released their 2023 Consolidated Annual Report on UAP. In that report, Arrow indicated that they had received over 100 reports from the FAA. This is what prompted me in late October of 2023 to send a FOIA request to the FAA for a copy of these reports. I just received an answer this week. The FAA claimed they provided me all the reports without redactions when they state, as part of the FAA's review of the responsive records, ASH consulted with the Department of Air Force in accordance with 49 CFR 7.28. Both agencies determined that no exemptions apply to the responsive records and that they are therefore being released to you in full with no redaction. The FAA only provided 69 reports, although Arrow claimed there were 100 plus. It's not possible to know which agency is correct. I'm just glad we got any reports. Capiche? Although I don't know for sure how many reports Arrow actually received. We're only going by what they told us. There is one thing that I can say. I'm going to provide you as much information than Arrow provided, even though none of this is classified. As I mentioned in my previous article, science relies on transparency, peer review, and the sharing of results to build upon existing knowledge, verify findings, and foster collaboration, I know. So, it seems that you and I can do exactly what Arrow just did by FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. So what did Arrow, did they really get 100? We don't know. 57 of the 69 FAA reports involve seeing lights at night. Some of those 57 are sightings of Starlink satellites. Some of the comments by the pilots mention that they suspect they're looking at Starlink satellites. Of course, some of those lights are not satellites. My estimation, without thoroughly investigating each case, is that at least 44 of the 57 nighttime reports are likely Starlink. By the way, a professor in SCU is working on a program that will help identify Starlink satellites based on how they would appear to a pilot at a given date, location, altitude, and bearing, just like they do with satellites. So what did Arrow state about those reports? Well, here are their exact words. Arrow has received over 100 UAP. 100 UAP incident reports from FAA that contribute to the trend analyses of activity over the United States and its adjacent waters. Of the incident reports FAA has shared with AARO, the vast majority concern sightings of unidentified lights without specific shape at widely varying estimated altitudes. So it's a dot at night. That's a correct statement. But what is surprising is that AARO never mentioned Starlink satellites as being a possible cause of those reports, or that some of the pilots actually mentioned it. That's not all AARO failed to mention. Wow. Wow. So bad. Some very compelling incidents were sent to AARO among those 69 FAA reports, and these were reports that justified further investigation and analysis. These were reports, my God, that should have been at the top of the list. If AARO followed up on any of these, they've never told the public or the scientific community. Some of these reports involve F-35s, which would be expected to have radar and or video data. These cases are also in the daytime. Oh my God, they're daytime sightings, which indicates there should also be visual data. Here is the information provided by the FAA in each of those cases in chronological order. February 15, 2023, El Paso, Texas, 9:57 a.m. local time. A U.S. Marine Corps F-35 reported a UAP to Albuquerque ARTCC. The F-35 was at 28,000 feet and traveling west-northwest when the pilot saw a UAP at the 10 o'clock position. February 16th, the next day, in Burlington, Vermont at 9:45 a.m. local time. Very close to the same time. A United States Air Force F-35 reported a UAP to Boston ARTCC. The F-35 was traveling at 18,000 feet to the east-southeast. February 16th, Seattle. Wow. 4:35. I mean, you get the point. And then February 21st, Alaska. February 27th, Glendale, Arizona. March 8th, Glendale, Arizona. April 27th is last year. Gila Bend, Arizona. Wow. Arizona, huh? A Gulfstream G280 reported the sighting of a UAP on a flight from Southern Cal to Houston, Texas, when 20 miles west of Gila Bend, Arizona, and eastbound at 43,000 feet, the pilot reported to Albuquerque ARTCC the sighting of a white oval-shaped object at its 12 o'clock position. It's happening. It is happening all the time. All the time. I mean, you read that right there in just 4 months last year, there's could be threats. Those sightings could be threats. These pilots don't know what they're seeing. They usually have the same flight, the same route. You know what I mean? They fly the same things usually. I think that's true, at least for a little bit. So they know where the stars are, at least the bright ones. You would think. You would think. The plane flies itself. They're just there to guide it. Takeoff and landing. Pretty cool job, man. Well, it's obvious what AARO did. I think they did a good job. Yeah. For what it was. For what it was. What else did you want? Oh, I'm gonna get the TikTok in you. How could they leave it out? Among other things, but it's all right. There's no reason to go after Kirkpatrick the way they are. No reason. If everybody would have just kept their mouth shut, let Kirkpatrick say what he has to say, and that's it. Okay, he said it. He's gone. Let it go. I can't believe he did that to us. That's why it makes me think they were trying to corrupt this guy even more. And he didn't play ball with them, so they all got mad. He gave them the finger. Good for you, bro. Seriously, good for you. That takes balls. That takes balls. Being told what to do, following orders, anybody can do that. What responsibility would you have, right? You know, there was was this today or yesterday? Atlantic Ocean earthquake, a 6.0. And then it says Lost City with a question mark. This is from I2TA. Oh, well, oh yeah, I saw this morning, I think. It's only a couple of minutes. Let's take a listen and a look. I am amazed at what's happening on planet Earth, folks. Something's going on. I really do think we are going to be in for a ride. Don't you feel like it? I feel it so bad. And they're saying in September, if there was to be a WW3, it would happen in September. I really hope not. God almighty, please don't. We can't win it. The only way we could win any war. Hey, just a few years ago, we were out of bullets. We were out of ammunition. All right, let's see what's going on with the earthquakes in the ocean. I think what they're doing is there's a lot of stuff happening underground that's being unearthed. What if it's ancient technology and they're taking it out for that false flag AI? False flag alien invasion, FFAI. My God, I hope it's that. I don't want a real war. Really, we just can't. Life as we know it would just be over. It would be over. It would suck. Oh, God, it would suck. Anyway, I know I sometimes I think about this stuff and it drives me insane. See? Into thin air. Bum, bum, bum.
Welcome back, everybody. Very quick video for you. We are in the middle of a very large earthquake swarm in the mid-Atlantic ridge. This thing started off with a 6.1, which was downgraded to a 6.0. We could see that initial earthquake right here, the northern mid-Atlantic ridge, coming in at 710 UTC. There's an overall depth of 10 kilometers. A lot of times that is a default depth for earthquakes that take place way out in the ocean. Now, a 6.0 in this area is very strong. We can see here on Volcano Discovery, we have those pancaked earthquakes we have here. That's why we're calling this a swarm. Many earthquakes taking place in a short period of time right on the fault line. This is wild. We can see that set of steps right here, kind of like the Juan de Fuca fracture zone over on the west coast. But this is the Atlantic, the other side of the United States. And once again, here is that biggest of the quakes that have been taking place. Also reading a 6.0, a very strong quake. Now, if we were to hit that 7 range, and I know that's not what happened here, but that's the strength you need to really be dealing with the possibility of a tsunami. And we got to remember, the Atlantic Ocean and all its fault lines are just as dangerous as the Pacific Ocean and all its fault line. At any moment, just like we saw today, a very strong earthquake could take place, and if it was any much stronger, we may be talking about an entirely different situation right now. Obviously, because this was out in the ocean, I'm sure not many people felt it, but it's important to understand when these things happen and to keep an eye on them. We should see a slowing down of the strength of the earthquakes here, but anytime you see a 6.0 anywhere near the Atlantic Ocean, it is cause for concern. I want to leave you with this very interesting website I found while researching this, and this website talks about a lost civilization formation of some sort. And if you get way down to the bottom of this page, you see this image right here that shows the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, and then you see this star here with Lost City next to it. And then it says right here, there's a lost city deep in the ocean, and it's unlike anything we've ever seen. Now, I don't know if they're talking about an actual lost city. I still have to do more research, but this star right here, if we line it up all the way to the coast of Florida, and then we look at the USGS and see where this is lined up,
it goes to Rich Giordano's house.
Are taking place in the exact area, as you can see here,
on
the Atlantic Ridge, as this star is. So make with that what you will.
That's crazy.
Linked in the video description box for you. There's another chart showing that all the ridges and fault lines are connected in one way or another. And then finally it shows us the way they believe the continents had broken apart way back millions of years ago. All right, my friends, like I said, very quick video. I hope you're all having a good evening. I'll see you all in the next one. Shout out to Canada. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, I2TA, everybody. The link to the channel will be in the show description immediately following tonight's stream. I'm streaming for you. This show's for you. Ba 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 boo. Remember that commercial? This bud's for you. Okay, I am going to play. Oh wait, hold on. How weird. No internet connection. What are you talking about? Okay, check this out. Check this out. This is from TikTok. I want you to listen to this guy. And you know who it is. It's Bashar Hustle and Pfeffer Incorporated. It's Daryl Bashar. Giddy up. When I die,
you wake up into spirit again. Remember, you've never left. You just.
Isn't that Dr. Evil or the German guy, Dieter? Isn't this Dieter from Saturday Night Live with Mike Myers? This is Dieter.
You just wake up from this dream. Kind of in the same way, I would imagine that if you have a dream at night when you're sleeping and it seems so real, and then you wake up and you go, as real as that was, this is who I am. So when you die, as real as this seemed, oh yeah, this is who I am.
Wow. Can you imagine if that's true? So everything that's going on right now is a dream, is what he's saying. Because when we die, well, it's like a dream. But then he says when we die, we wake up on the other side going, oh yeah, that's right. This is my life. This is who I am. How do you know where it ends? See, that didn't happen to me when I was born. I didn't have that recollection to say, oh yeah, I'm born again. Why didn't that happen? See, that's the problem I have with reincarnation. I don't know. There's something going on with reincarnation that it's hard not to believe it or not, because there have been children and adults, but a lot of children, which is way more interesting than hearing it from an adult, because how would a child know to make up all these lies? Children who have said they have lived the life of so-and-so, Timmy. Well, how? Oh, I know cousin Lily. I knew you. How does he know who Lily is? We never even mentioned Lily. Things like that. Oh, yeah, we used to go down and throw rocks off the pier and go fishing when I was 4. You remember that? That wasn't you. That was your dead brother. Hold on a second. Hold on. Some of these children, I know of one case where the kid had the same birthmarks or scars as the other kid who died. So when he was reborn, it was him with the same exact markings and memories. See, I don't get that. Is it a special thing? Is it a freak thing that just happened? Because the odds of, with billions of people and born and dying all the time, constant dying and being born every day. It's constant. Is it possible sometimes they just made a mistake? But how? How? That one bothers me. See, it's such a rarity that maybe it's not really something to worry about or to think about. Right? We only hear these stories once in a blue moon. Real good ones. Good stories. There's a lot of people I have met over the years that I can't believe. There was a guy when I first got into this field, and I did an interview with him on the AZ UFO show. He said he claimed to be over 3,000 years old and that he was half reptilian, half human. And the reason we got into this conversation was because in the office where we worked, the air conditioning went out and it was 110 outside. And one of the rooms was cold, so we all went in there, but he wanted to stay in the hot room. It was 91 in there, and he was pouring sweat. And he says, no, this is natural for me. I love this. Finally, the owner says, why is that guy in there? Get him out of there. I'm not going to have a liability on my hand. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. And we need you out of there, lizard. Come on out. Ooh, that guy was weird. His face actually looked like it was melting. Normally, it looked like it was coming off. It did. It's why I wanted to interview him. Yeah, it was really I think he was 78 years old, but he was a trip. I'd love to find that. Anyway, listen to this, to the rest of this.
I've just had this amazing dream and I'm going to learn from it. But this is me. And every level is probably like that. Oh yeah, this is who I am. So I think it's a series of aha wake-ups into going into spirit and dying. And certain things seem to happen similarly for a lot of people in terms of you kind of like, okay, I'm looking back at this life I had. Again, you're kind of reviewing the dream. You learn from it. You might meet other beings that have gone on before you that are happy to greet you, crossing over again or waking up. So like, hi, you've been asleep. Hi, welcome back. Good morning. And you have different possibilities. Time and space are way more flexible there. You can manifest things probably pretty quickly.
Of course, it's better over there. And you can, of course, want to hear something weird? So my father, he has Parkinson's. He's 82, going to be 83. Not long. And he had to get his shoulder remade. He had an operation like 5 months ago on that shoulder. And because of Parkinson's, and he doesn't listen, he kept falling and he ruined the shoulder. So we had to wait for the swelling to go down so they can do this replacement this time. So now he's staying in a facility for rehab for a month. But here's the scary thing. And he brought it up again today while we were playing bingo. My mother went to go get a chair or a drink or something. He goes, did your mother tell you I saw all my friends? I go, what? All my friends and all dead people I know came to visit me the other night. Oh, yeah, it was interesting. And he laughs. And I'm like, are you pulling my leg because I'm in the paranormal? No. They were there. And they were there for a while. And then my mother came back. She goes, what? And I go, just talking about the dead people Dad saw. Oh, yeah, she says, they're coming for him. I go, what? I knew what she said. I just wanted to hear it again. She goes, oh, yeah, his friends, they want him because he's close. Other people, like 8 other people playing bingo, and they're all listening to this conversation. Oh, yeah. He saw all of his dead friends and family that have died the other night, and he said it was fun. They had a good time. Get out of here. No, they were really here. No, they can't be. They're dead. So now, we're scared. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. That's what happened to my grandmother. She saw all of her friends, and within a week, she was gone. So anyway, yeah, then my mother had to go to the hospital today for herself. She had to admit herself into the hospital today. She messaged me while we were doing the show, and it turns out she was losing a lot of blood, they found out. So it turns out she has a bleeding ulcer. They sent her home. She's home. So I don't have to go back over there tonight, feed or walk or sleep over for the dog. So, well, it's always scary having one parent, but having both your parents in the hospital, it sucks. And me, and I've got to get an operation on my foot. And the last time I had an operation on my foot, it was supposed to help, and it made it worse. That's not what they're saying. They're saying the infection got into it, and it deteriorated the bone. And when I started to work out again, kind of crumbled. So now they got to put 2 plates in, 4 screws in May. I'll be fine, in 2 months after that. I want to show you something, and then we'll be done. I want to show you what my foot might. I want to explain it to you. It's interesting. See, I just sprained my ankle recently, right? I did it 6 weeks ago yesterday, and it still hurts, and it's a little swollen, but I'm diabetic, so things take a while to heal for me. But here's what's going on. There's no break, but this is how my foot is. Here. That's what's going on. That's what happened to me. And this is the side that got hurt. I swear this is what, but right here is where the infection was on the side. And apparently it went into the foot because it was infected for about a year. And I did nothing. If I would have if I would have got this fixed right away in the first month, I would have never had these problems. But it ate away the inside of my foot here. So my foot is naturally turning this way because the tendon can't pull on the right spot anymore. So it's not working. So they got to put a plate in, take out the bone that's ruined, and screw it all together. So that's what's happening. And I rolled my foot again today, so I heard it again. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on. In a nutshell, in a foot shell. But that's what they got to do. Now, no matter what I do, I thought it was because I was stepping on the bottom of my foot, which was swollen. But now it's not that swollen, and I can walk, but not perfect. So we'll see. I've got a month to rehab it myself. He goes, if you can rehab it yourself and you don't want this operation, That's okay too. It's your foot. But you make one wrong move with the foot, you'll be back anyway. So think about it. So that's what I'm doing. I'll get a second opinion, and that's that. But thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. That's it for tonight. Yeah, a lot of people have similar issues, Lunar Sparkles. Yeah, I know. I've learned a lot about this diabetes and bleeding and infections and bone infections. I'm telling you, it's amazing what 9 trips to the hospital can do for you. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. But I want to make the announcement tonight. Monday, new time. Gufan's going to be on at 5 p.m. Eastern. 2 hours earlier. We're going to do it for the summer. See how it is. If I don't like it, we'll do it for a week, maybe one day. But I have to make it work. So we're going to try 5. I don't know. Ugh. All right, here it is. Expect 5, but it could be 7. I don't know if I want to start it next week. We'll see. I've got to look things through. I haven't really thought about it. I thought about it like, oh, I want to do it earlier, but I want to see if something I need to do. I'm probably going to do it. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow at 7. Have a nice weekend if I don't see you. Sunday, we've got the show for the members at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. And there'll be some other stuff we're putting up as well for members. So it's a good time to be a member. And thank you, Jeanette, for supplying those memberships to everybody and the support from everybody else. Thank you. I appreciate it. And moderators, always a good job. Winning. Thanks, Charlie. Winning. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And wait, we do Truthology. Truthology for ufology for you. That's it. Be good, be kind, have fun. You only live once, that's it. After this, it's over. Or is it? Alien bless.